最后的冲刺拉开优势，绝对的实力，23秒17。
The drama surrounding the world of track and field has rarely been as electrifying as it was on November 17, 2025, in Guangzhou, China. On that day, the country's national games, a sprawling four-yearly showcase akin to the Olympics, became the stage for an unforgettable story, one that would etch the name Chen Yuji into the annals of Asian athletics forever. At just 16 years old, a high school student stepped onto the track for the women's 100-meter final, carrying with her the weight of expectation, yet also the potential to defy it entirely. What happened next would shock everyone, not just in the stadium, but across the continent. The starting gun fired, and Chen, beginning in lane 7, didn't have the smoothest start. Yet, within 50 meters, she had caught up to the field and then began to pull away with a speed that seemed almost otherworldly. She crossed the finish line in 11.10 seconds, shattering a record that had stood unchallenged for 28 years. To put this in perspective, the previous Asian record for athletes under 20 was 11.17 seconds, set in 1997. A benchmark that had seen generations of sprinters come and go. Chen didn't just beat it, she annihilated it, sending a clear message to the world. A new force had arrived in women's sprinting. Chen's performance was remarkable not only for the time but for the poise she displayed. She didn't leap into ecstatic celebration or scream in triumph. Instead, she remained calm, reflective, almost serene. "I finally executed the technique I've been working on for so long," she said. "I felt very relaxed. For someone who had just broken a 28-year-old record, composure was extraordinary." It was the sign of an athlete whose mind was already operating on a level beyond her years. 2 days later, Chen returned to the track for the 200 meters. Despite having focused primarily on the 100 meters in her training, she surged to victory once again, clocking 23.02 seconds, the fastest winning time in that event at the National Games since 2001. By doing so, she became the youngest athlete ever to claim both the 100 and 200-meter titles in the history of China's national games, which have been held for 66 years. No teenager had ever achieved this feat, and Chen did it with a kind of effortless grace that belied the immense dedication behind it. The national games are not minor competitions. They are a showcase of the best athletes in a country of over 1 billion people, across 34 sports and 419 events. Winning at this level means defeating the best, the most experienced, and often the most decorated athletes in China. Chen's journey to this moment began years earlier, in 5th grade, when she first started training in athletics. Born in Ningbo, Zhejiang Province, to athletic parents, her talent was evident from the start. She dominated local student meets and soon began beating older competitors in provincial competitions, marking her as someone truly special. By June 2024, Chen had already claimed her first national championship at just 15, defeating established Olympic athletes and signaling to the world that she was no ordinary talent. In 2025, she competed on the international stage at the Diamond League, finishing 4th in the 200 meters with a personal best of 22.99 seconds. Later that year, she represented China at the World Championships in Tokyo, becoming the youngest female athlete at the entire competition and competing against seasoned professionals, many of whom had been running at this level for decades. Chen's victory over veteran sprinter Wei Yongli in the 100 meters carried added significance. Wei, 34 years old, is a national legend, a 3-time Asian Games gold medalist, and the first Chinese woman to reach the 100-meter semifinals at the World Championships in 2015. At the Tokyo Olympics, she helped China's relay team achieve a 6th-place finish, the best result ever for Chinese women in that event.
그리고 이제 페레이라가 따라갑니다. 자, 첸유지의 페레이라.
마지막 구간. 페레이라, 첸유지.
Wei recognized the significance of Chen's victory, expressing admiration and hope. "I'm actually happy that it was Chen who won today. She represents a bright future for Chinese women's sprinting. I hope to see her crack 11 seconds on home soil in Beijing in 2027. Such praise from a national icon underscores not only Chen's talent, but also the immense promise she carries for the future. Chen has earned the nickname Pocket Rocket, a fitting moniker that recalls the legendary Jamaican sprinter Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Small in stature yet explosively fast, Chen carries that same spark and combines it with an infectious optimism and humility. Even after breaking records and sweeping gold medals, she maintains a mindset focused on growth and improvement. "I just told myself to push a little harder," she said after her 200-meter victory. "Right now, I don't really prefer one over the other. I'll keep working on both." For a teenager to possess such clarity and focus is rare. For her to do so while dominating at the highest level is unprecedented. Yet while Chen is ascending, the world of track and field has been equally captivated by another athlete whose story is defined by reinvention, Femke Bol.
It's an absolute procession. It's a glittering gold for Femke Bol.
Known for her dominance in the 400-meter hurdles, Bol has achieved feats few athletes even dream of. She holds the world indoor 400-meter record at 49.17 seconds, the European record in the 400-meter hurdles at 50.95, and has amassed 24 major international gold medals. In 2025 alone, she was undefeated in the 400-meter hurdles, claimed a world-leading time of 51.54, and collected multiple relay medals at the World Championships. She is, without question, a generational talent. Yet Bol did something no one expected. She announced that she would leave the 400-meter hurdles entirely, permanently shifting her focus to the 800 meters.
The switch feels really nice, really exciting, also really scary. It's a really big challenge. That's also why I want to do it while I still feel at my best.
For many, this was astonishing. The 800 meters is one of the most unpredictable, tactical, and physically demanding events in track and field. There are no lanes to protect the athletes, no hurdles to control the rhythm. It is a chaotic battlefield of surges, positioning, and mental fortitude. Bol was leaving the comfort of dominance for the uncertainty of a new challenge, and the athletic world watched in awe. Her decision was not made lightly. After reflecting with her coach following the Olympics, Bol determined that her time in the hurdles, as successful as it had been, could no longer fulfill her desire for growth. She wanted a new challenge that would test her physically and mentally in ways that the hurdles could not. And while the 800 meters would undoubtedly be a gamble, Bol brings an arsenal of strengths few others possess. Her sprint speed is elite, her endurance proven, and her mental resilience is unmatched, forged through Olympic finals, world championship victories, and dramatic comebacks. She possesses a rare combination of speed, aerobic foundation, and racing intelligence, all of which could make her a contender in middle-distance racing. The 800 meters, however, is brutal. It is unforgiving and tactical, requiring not just speed and endurance, but also the ability to read competitors, anticipate moves, and survive physical contact. Even Bol, aware of her physical superiority, acknowledged the challenge. "I've never run further than a 600 all-out. The last 200 is completely new territory for me." She will need to adapt her mindset, learn to navigate chaotic pack racing, and maintain her composure in ways she has never been tested before. But the very fact that she embraces this challenge reflects the courage and ambition that define her career. Bol's transition has been welcomed by competitors, including reigning 800-meter Olympic champion Keely Hodgkinson, who acknowledged the difficulty of the event and commended Bol's bravery. Even as the competition intensifies, Bol remains committed to relays, where her contributions have been legendary. Her 48-second split at the Paris Olympics was the fastest female leg in the entire final, and her presence on the Dutch team remains a cornerstone of their strategy for future competitions, including the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. In preparation for the 800 meters, Bol's training has shifted to include increased volume, aerobic threshold workouts, long tempo runs, and specialized 800-meter intervals. She has maintained sprint-specific training to preserve her explosive speed while building the endurance required to thrive over 2 laps of grueling racing. History shows that such transitions can succeed. Athletes like Gerald Miles Clark and Linda Kisabaka successfully moved from 400 meters to 800 meters, but none have approached it with Bol's combination of talent, resilience, and experience. What makes Bol's story captivating is not only her potential to succeed in a new event, but the philosophy it represents.
She fell on the first night, but like the great champion she is, she has risen to conquer all. Denied a golden finish in the relay.
A commitment to growth, the willingness to leave comfort behind, and the courage to challenge oneself at the peak of a career. This mindset mirrors what we see in Chen Yuji, albeit at the beginning of her journey. Chen represents the future, the excitement of new records and rising talent. Bol represents reinvention, the courage to step away from established greatness to chase new heights. Together, their stories illuminate the essence of sport. It is not simply about records or medals, but about courage, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of growth. Both athletes also embody a rare balance of humility and determination. Chen, despite her unprecedented victories, remains grounded, focused on long-term improvement, and eager to embrace future challenges. Boll, despite her dominance, chooses to leave her comfort zone, prioritizing growth over security, demonstrating that even the best can seek new horizons. Their stories, running parallel across continents and disciplines, are a testament to the power of mindset, preparation, and courage in shaping extraordinary athletic careers. As we watch Chen continue to rise, breaking barriers and inspiring a new generation, and anticipate Boll's debut in a brutal new arena, the world of track and field is filled with drama, excitement, and possibilities. Chen may become Asia's first sub-11 sprinter before she turns 18, fulfilling the prophecy that her mentors and competitors foresee. Boll may dominate the 800 meters, adding yet another chapter to a career already defined by excellence, or she may discover the limits of her transition. Either outcome promises to redefine the narrative of women's athletics for years to come. And now the question turns to you, the viewer. Do you believe Chen Yuji can achieve the milestone of running under 11 seconds before she turns 18? Can Boll master the 800 meters and continue her reign of excellence in a new, brutal discipline? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories shaping the future of track and field. The drama is far from over, and the next chapter is already unfolding.